Hey guys, so I just got the lighting for the new the room renovations that I'm going to be making. There's going to be a lot more lighting in this one. So right now there's three shop lights across, and I'm going to be needing six. So I went out and bought three more, and also I bought special LED bulb. So I'm just going to be talking about that and what each of these is going to be going on. Okay, so here are three shop lights, and I'm honestly not even sure if they're the right thing because the picture on here, which isn't like colored or anything, it's just like an outline or whatnot, wasn't exactly what was on display. So we're about to figure out, but these should already be made and everything and just come out ready to go. So here they are. They were, these huge lights were $10 a piece, and then the bulbs for them. Now these are LED bulbs. The lifespan on them is 6 years, or 16 years. You're right. Yeah, 16 years is how long they should last, but I don't know how many hours per day that is, so they'll last a long time anyway. These are 550 Kelvin, which I think is the preferred for plants or tropical plants, I believe. I looked it up briefly before I bought them. And then it's a T8 bulb, and it is actually made for, or these are made to hold this basically. Well, these are made to hold what does it say, 32 watt T8s, and these are made to replace those because they're LED. So they should save on energy, which is really important because I don't pay the energy bill, and my dad isn't exactly happy about that. So the most I can the more that I can save, the better. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these lights right here, right on, and these are just normal. Like I said, so these were, I think, $12 a piece. I think it was about like 40 for all six bulbs. So taxes and whatnot. So then here's a hanging kit for these lights, which is really good. And now I'm going to just put it on and plug it in real quick. So this is actually really nice. Most of I like how sorry, let me get it out. How this actually looks. Shoot, I didn't put that one in. It kind of has a nice appearance, but it's kind of wider than the other one, so it should spread out the light more, which would be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and hope that I did this correctly. Are they in? Okay, they should be good, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it in real quick. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my GLONASS gauge, and then we're going to see how well it works here. So there will be one on this tank. So as you can see, there's no actual plants in this tank anymore because Charlie kind of chewed up the ones that were in there. Charlie is my green iguana here, and that's why I've never really needed a light on this tank, but when I redo this tank, it'll be for crested geckos, and they will obviously need a light for their tank. So that is crazy weird having a light on here. Okay, I know the front is messy, but would you just look at that? Just wow. It's actually bright in there. That is so crazy. This probably shouldn't be something I'm so excited about, but it totally is. This is just insane how, wow, it just, you see everything. It's probably not a good thing that I've had it so dark in here, but I figured those two lights were enough. But what I think I'm going to be doing is on his new enclosure, which will be Well, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, guys, so I guess whatever that noise was shorted out both the bulb and the fixture because neither one are working right. I put the bulbs on a different lamp that I already had that's been going for a long time, and they immediately turned off. So the bulbs are wacky somehow. And then whenever I'd put perfectly fine bulbs that have been running for a long time into that fixture that I had, they'll be all like flashy, and it doesn't look like that on camera, but it does to me, and it's like I'm gonna throw up. Like, it's terrible. I just can't. Just like really flashy. But then when I put these bulbs into the other two fixtures, as you can see, they're perfectly fine with no problem. So I'm just gonna leave them running for a while. But man, I'm so excited to have this enclosure with all this light, and it's just gonna be so cool. So on the new iguana cage, speaking of lighting, I am going to be getting a Mercury UVB light by ZoomEd, so that'll combine UVB for like up to 3 feet, I think it is, which I think is longer than like a 36-inch tube light UVB from them, and it has heat, so that'll be perfect. And then I'll only have to have 3 fixtures on my new iguana cage, which is how many I have on now, and that's not even including proper lighting. So I'll have lighting, then I'll have a ceramic heat emitter, or if I can figure out how to get a deep heat projector, that's what I would like to do, because I'm assuming those project heat more like the sun does, but they don't provide any light, which is kind of ideal for nighttime. So if I can find one of those, I guess that's made by Arcadia. I don't know if Arcadia is like a European-based like place, like a thing. I don't know if you can buy Arcadia products in the U.S., but I watched the channel Leopard Gecko, and she uses a DP projector on some of her leopard gecko enclosures, and I've been wanting to try it out with my leopard gecko rather than a heat emitter, because this doesn't really project heat. Like, it has heat, but like right here at this level in the cage is like over 100 degrees, okay? But then like right here is only like 90. So it's kind of annoying that I want it all the way down, you know? Like, I want it to project more, and I obviously don't want those types of temperatures. Like, I'd want like 90 throughout this area, if that makes sense. So that's kind of annoying. And also with the iguana's cage, if I want heat, then I'm going to want it projected like really far down, because this new enclosure is going to be bigger than this one in like every way. I mean, it's going to be wider, it's going to be longer, I think. It'll be 5 feet, and this one is... Yeah, it'll be 6 inches wider than this enclosure is. Okay, it's going to be... Or 6 inches longer. It's going to be... It's about 21 inches. It'll be 9 inches wider, okay? And then it'll be way taller. So it's just going to need more heat, and I don't even think that heat emitter right there really does a whole lot for his enclosure at nighttime. So just getting something better there. So that would be great. I could have one of these, which is... That was another thing I'm going to talk about, where I'm going to put these lights. I'll have one of these, or one of the old ones. It doesn't really matter to me. And then... because these are basically the same thing, shop lights with LEDs in them. And then a Mercury UVB bulb, and a some type of nighttime heating, either ceramic heat emitter or some form of other thing, we'll see. And then, so on this wall here, my dresser will be gone. This will be gone, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do with, because I have the Wi-Fi and everything in my room. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to, because there's like a special plug on that wall. I don't know. I want to keep it in here. I'll just have to find a new place for it. So we'll have the 125 gallon here. Then under that we'll have the 75 gallon and the 55 gallon. But what I want to do is buy another 75 gallon from somebody. I don't know. I'll be looking for one, which I always am, but like this is kind of more urgent now because I can actually put it somewhere. And then upgrade to a 75 gallon nano aquarium, which I guess I'd call that a nano. It's really murky right now because I just cleaned out, or just cleaned out the filter a little bit. So there's all the plants. But yeah, if I could upgrade the fish to a 75 gallon, that would be better, I think. More water, the better, I think. So then 75 gallon, 75 gallon, 125 gallon, and then like a sump filter thing that I'm trying to build. We'll see how it works. And each one of those will have a light. So there'll be a light on 75 gallon. This will be for turtles, so it'll have a light and then a UVB light and probably a heat light as well. And then this one will be for fish, so it'll just be one of the shop lights, and that's it. And then the 125 will have a UVB light, heat light, and then only one of these 4-foot lights. I think that'll be fine. I'll just hang it so there's a foot on either side, and I don't think I'm gonna really have to worry about it there. And then on the other wall here, which we still need to sand and paint, well, we'll be painting that wall too, but obviously it's more obvious that we need to paint this one. There will be the huge iguana's cage, which will have one, as I said, and then there'll be the old iguana's cage right here, and that'll have that light hanging for the top stuff, and then another light for the bottom stuff. And then the leopard gecko's enclosure will be going in that corner, and I think I'm going to get like a 2-foot shop light for that one. So it'll have like a 2-foot shop light, and then a UVB, and then a bulb. A UVB is kind of optional for leopard geckos. Like, it's not, it's kind of being discussed in the hobby, let's say that. Not everybody agrees that you need one, so let's be safe and get one, you know? So that's kind of my thought process there. And I wouldn't, the UVB doesn't have the proper spectrum to support plants, and obviously there's lots of plants in here, so that's why I'm going to need a UVB on top of a, or as well as a shop light. So that's the plan for this. So that's lighting. These work really well, so I'm just going to go back, return these two things, just get the same thing again for that, and then get the same thing again for that. So I don't know why those are weird for some reason, but they are. Guess I'm just gonna deal with it. I don't really mind. I would have rather not had to take anything back, but I'm pretty happy with these two. I'll tell you how they go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like it down below. If you have any comments or concerns, put in the comments below. And if you want more content, and then subscribe. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in that next video.